Autonomy does not necessarily mean independence. It means that you give the different ethnic groups their opportunity for development on their own terms. When we create new districts, when we create new LLGs, and when we create new wards, it's simply to get more money or to get more members of parliament. And this, we need to be very careful because some people have been able to outsmart government systems. So by creating new wards, they give themselves more voters.
Honorable Governor for Sepik.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand on behalf of the people of Sepik, and I think all peoples who feel marginalized in the country. And I stand to thank the minister and to support him. In my almost 8 years in Parliament, Mr. Speaker, I have been urging two different governments to empower local government so that that empowerment can lead to perhaps transformational communities so that our country can move forward. Let me also acknowledge some of our founding fathers who are seated in the speakers gallery, and particularly my good friend Warren Dutton. It's good to see you, sir. It's been a while. And to also say that I think many of our past leaders have sought similar amendments in the arrangements between national and subnational government so that we can get better outcomes, Mr. Speaker. One of the issues that I find is still lacking and will need some more work, and before I say that, I wish to also place on record that this is perhaps the most substantial amendment to the 1995 law since it was created. So let me just again further acknowledge the work of Minister Soroy, and to put on record my the to put on record the gratitude of the people of ECP, because I think changes such as this, even though we need greater changes to help us move forward, I think this takes us one step of the way forward rather than going back all the time. There is still a need, Mr. Speaker, for some kind of an equalization grant. And I say this because there is a tendency in government to fund the mechanisms, not so much to take into account the size of some of our electorates. And particularly North Fly is 21,800 square kilometers. Middle Fly is 44,000 square kilometers. We have provinces that are smaller than some of these districts. South Fly is 31,800 kilometers square. The biggest in Sepik is Angoram, 17,000 square kilometers. I place on record that Angoram is bigger than the autonomous region of Bougainville. It is bigger than New Ireland. It is bigger than Manus. It is bigger than Enga. It is bigger than Southern Highlands. It is bigger than Jiwaka. It is bigger than Western Highlands. Some of these districts are huge, Mr. Speaker. Hela as well. It's bigger than Hela. So these four districts I have mentioned, Mr. Speaker, they have the greatest opportunity for growth in our country because of their sheer size. But North Fly, Angoram, Middle Fly, and South Fly receive less money, and with great respect, I'm just using it as an example, than, say, Mosby South.
Yeah.
And I'm just speaking, no offense. No offense. And even Mosby Northwest, they receive more money for development than these four districts that I have singled out as an example. Now, Mr. Speaker, one of the comments, and I say that again respectfully, Prime Minister, the Prime Minister always says Those of the provinces that can make enough money, we will consider you for autonomy. I want to change the thinking of government and suggest that perhaps you should help those provinces to make more money so they can ask for autonomy. The country can only be strong if the provinces are strong. And I want to place on record my great excitement and my commendations to the leaders of Papua for the declarations that you made yesterday. It is about time some of our people recognize the importance of autonomy. Autonomy does not necessarily mean independence. It means that you give the different ethnic groups their opportunity for development on their own terms. This country cannot develop if we continue to try to manage it from the center. It hasn't worked in 50 years. If it has, we wouldn't be having these conversations, Mr. Speaker. So I commend the minister, I commend the government for relenting, and I ask for a change of thinking from the cabinet. Support all of us so that the provinces can become strong to support the national government, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, I met with a group of investors from China, and today they are flying to Wewak to invest in the Nungwaya Bongos area of my province, which is some of our most remote. It is a struggle to convince investors to invest simply because we don't have the ability. And I note some of the concerns raised by our senior leader and the member for Abao in relation to the projects that he wanted to do in his area. We lack the capability to support these people. The group that is on its way to Nungwaya Bongos between Wasara and Ambunti Dreki Kia, they intend to invest $500 million, Mr. Speaker. I have another investor that wishes to put in about 10 billion, and I'm working with the good minister for planning, the Honorable Ano Pala, to try to bring that to fruition. Again, this is in response to the government's direct challenge for provinces to raise your own revenue. Mr. Speaker, I note our former leaders and our founding fathers, some of whom are sitting in the gallery today, they spoke here on similar matters. And now, 50 years later, you have another leader and other leaders who are concerned about the same issues. How is our country going to look 50 years from now if we do not take these brave steps to bring in the changes that our people need? We've got to strengthen provincial governments. We've got to strengthen national governments so that when leaders like those who are in the gallery leave, when leaders like myself leave, Mr. Speaker, when the voices that are here raising these important issues leave, who else gets to drive the country forward with these important considerations? Lastly, I want to just say to the good minister the challenges that I see. One of the challenges I see with the locking in of funding to districts, to LLGs, and to wards is a concern that I raised last week in relation to 500 new wards being created in certain parts of the country. And the good Prime Minister gave an undertaking that he would bring to the floor where those wards are being created. My fear is this: when we create new districts, when we create new LLGs, and when we create new wards, it's simply to get more money or to get more members of parliament. And this is the fear. We need to understand the methodology, and there needs to be a more robust process, Mr. Speaker. When I became governor of Sepik, the Sepik province had 28 local level governments, and it had 667 wards, and that was from the time of Somare. Today, as I stand here, Sepik still has 28 local level governments, and it still has 667 wards. There's been no increase, Mr. Speaker. And even though we are in the process of trying to split some of our LLGs because they are too big, we have not endeavored to create new wards. So as and on behalf of the people of East Sepik, I am wondering, what is the rationale for other provinces creating new districts, creating new LLGs, and creating particularly 500 new wards? And now that all of this comes with constitutionally guaranteed funding, my fear is that they will be pushed for more wards. They will be pushed for more LLGs. Why? Because they come with more money. So I would urge through you, Mr. Speaker, the good minister, to build in safeguards so that we don't get new wards and new LLGs created just because we get more money and just because it might affect the outcome of a district election. We need to be very careful because some people have been able to outsmart government systems. So by creating new wards, they give themselves more voters. So it is a danger that I wanted to flag because based on my own experience sitting as chair of the Special Committee on Elections, these are some of our findings. That some people have figured out how to create new wards to get more votes. So I urge the government to be cautionary and to build in safeguards. We cannot skew things so that they suit our individual desires and our individual ambitions. Mr. Speaker, with that, I commend the bill. I thank the minister, and I give you my full support. Thank you.